Greetings and welcome. I'm Rebecca Carner, and today's video is going to be slightly different in format in that I'm going to try to talk first and then tune and really just let the frequencies stand alone, and other than probably breathing and whatnot, not talk too much during the tuning. I'm filming this in early August 2020, which is still in the profound throes of the beginning of what COVID on this globe is going to look like for us as a collective. And I've had so many personal thoughts and feels during this whole experience, as have all of my clients. And I've spent a lot of time in contemplation recently, and two things in preparation for this video, two things really struck me. Is I heard really eloquently quoted in a podcast last year that what we think is most personal is most universal. And I'm pretty sure I've spouted that little bit of wisdom in some of my videos prior to this. And it's something that I return to often in my thoughts and considerations because I believe it to be true. We are all in the same storm. We are not necessarily all in the same boat, but to think that our personal experience is completely different from somebody else's, I think is a little off the mark. The other thing that I was thinking about was a really cute meme that I saw one time that said, "I'm just sitting here on the corner of Bo Diggity and Awesome." And I loved the humorous self-love in that meme. And I was thinking, wow, I don't really feel like that today. I feel like I'm more hanging out on the corner of uncertainty and risk. And these two concepts and my personal experience of the concept of risk and how I'm finding living with uncertainty is not only deeply uncomfortable, but it is wearing me out. I am tired of having to make decisions with myself, with my children, with various members of my family. If Rebecca, because she needs to go and do this, and she thinks that it's a need, am I putting my children at risk? Am I putting my greater family at risk? Am I putting my clients, who I do see in person, at risk for getting gravely ill or potentially even dying? And these sorts of calls about, say, the need for a cleansing product or something like that seems sort of out of balance. Like, why making a decision on how I'm going to buy shampoo? Why would that affect the livelihood of somebody that I work with? But that's where we are right now. And I'm not the only one. But my personal experience of it has been particularly acute. I'm having to make what I think are very arduous decisions regarding my children's interaction as they begin virtual school, returning to college, these sorts of things. And also, as this limited mobility of life persists, how do I maintain mental health and work-life balance while not going places and doing things that are going to put myself and those around me at risk? And it's wearing me out. So I am now very quickly reaching the ending portion of my talking in this video, and I'm going to drop into tuning. But I think in navigating it on a personal level, when I can quiet my central nervous system, which I do through various sorts of energy work as well as just breathing and getting outdoors. My biggest one is getting outside. So when I ground and quiet my central nervous system, I find that while I'm having to make decisions that I don't enjoy and oftentimes resent, they are a little bit easier. And I don't really know what's going to come up in the tuning, but my sort of intention is, as we assess our measure of risk and what we're comfortable with, and as we navigate all of the varieties of ways that this time is uncertain and will continue to be uncertain, which is our least, as humans, that is our least favorite cognitive state, is that of ongoing uncertainty. The mind will craft any kind of narrative just so that it can be sure about something. And we're just not sure about anything, and that's going to remain for a little while. So anybody watching this video now or in the future, just breathe, relax, settle in, receive the tuning. It doesn't matter what the tuning forks sound like. You will be receiving the benefit of the frequencies, just the same as if I were to call you up on my cell phone to your cell phone and say, hey, I hope you're feeling better. I'm in it with you. I see you. I hear you. So enjoy. Thanks. All right, everybody take a nice big deep breath. Just cycle through. Big breath and really big release. It feels like there's energy here, but there's nowhere for it to go. It's not running through the energy body very well. Whew. All right, I got the Earth Star chakra activated. I can already tell the amount of sort of nausea and tension in the belly is really profound. So I imagine we're going to work on the solar plexus some. But in this opening sequence, if just relax and really imagine sort of effortless, caressing, warm sunlight raining down on your head and filling you with sort of warm vibrational energy from above. There we go. And that the crown of your head is really drinking it in, and it's running all the way through your central channel. Or if you can imagine a little tree growing out the top of your head, and that all the leaves on all the little branches of your mini-me tree are photosynthesizing all the sunlight and the oxygen and drinking it into the core. Wow, a lot of emotion came up. That feeling of sort of worn out, and just the cumulative emotional pressurization of this ongoing certainty just kind of welled up like tears. Okay, so some of the irony of any time that you've ever thought or said, you know, if only things were different, or this world were just a different place, or anything like that. And it's like, yep, things are different now. Things are real different, and they are not going back. And for some reason, it's far more uncomfortable than what we would sort of fantasize about when we'd say, wow, if things were just different, if people would just slow down, you know, if people would consider their priorities more, if everybody just, well, we're all in it, and this has just been really uncomfortable and really difficult, just really difficult for everyone in some ways. So there's a little bit of cosmic irony there. And I'm going to come in on the solar plexus. Okay, so I know I said I was going to be more quiet during this one, but all these things are coming up. So I do want to talk a little bit about what I'm feeling here in the right side of the solar plexus, which is one of the things that I've been considering is how against the grain of American culture COVID is, to the point that the United States globally is noticeably having the hardest time keeping our numbers down or even getting our numbers in check. Because culturally, for an American to forfeit any amount of civil liberty or even leisure liberty goes against our current culture. We as Americans have gotten so used to having the potential of doing what we want, whatever we want, that any infringement on that feels like an insult to the system. Maybe not for you as an individual, but I'm talking as a cultural norm. And and there's this other thing about Americans is that we tend to really push a lot. We see busyness as equal to being productive, and that if we are good, or if we're doing what we should be doing, we're doing something. And all the better if it makes money, or all the better if it makes fames or get likes, or gets some sort of public recognition. But otherwise, if not those things, then for heaven's sakes, just make sure that you're doing something and that you're earning some money. And there's a lot that we can't do right now. And there is this profound fear in the stomach. It's just like this knotted fist of, I'm so afraid I'm missing opportunities. I'm so afraid I'm missing opportunities because the pace of COVID is just far slower than the normal American clip. And I just, y'all, the script is getting flipped, okay? We've got to get used to things being different. That isn't, woo, there was a holler, whoa, Rage Against the Machine there, yike-a-do. Okay. Slow doesn't mean bad. Slow just means different than fast. Less doesn't mean nothing. Less is just different than a lot. I feel like I've said it before in other videos, but try a little tenderness. Y'all, it's okay to go slow. It's okay to be tender with yourself. Didn't earn $400,000 this week? It's okay. If you ate today, if your kids ate today, if you've got rent or your mortgage or whatever for the next couple of weeks, just great. You're doing great. Yeah, now we're in this panic band about building for the future. You know, I once heard this question, to consider your life through the perspective of, am I being a good ancestor? Like, is what I do every day, when the generations that come after me, the generations that remember me or know of me, are they going to be like, yeah, man, she did a good job paving the way for us? And there feels like, again, this panic in the pit of our stomach that, you know, I haven't built my net wealth this year. I haven't saved like I used to. You know, my income has been reduced or has gone away, or I've just been relying on the unemployment for most of the year. I'm being so bad. No, that's great. That's where we are. There are times to reflect on the past, and there really are times to pave the way for the future. And even though some months is a long time, again, in the West, we are so married to this idea of have to show growth by midway through second quarter. You know what? There are some quarters in life, quarters of a year in life, when you don't do anything but convalesce or recoup or survive or whatever. And there we go. And that's check. Okay, like you get an A++ for that. If you are just getting by, if you are just making ends meet, if you are, there we go. Then you're doing great. That is being a good ancestor. That's what being a good ancestor looks like today. Ooh, wow, a lot of emotion. Okay, right. Whew. The cumulative compounding effect of ongoing uncertainty that is shifting, you know, like we know a little bit more than we knew 4 or 5 months ago. And yet, how am I going to plan for next year? How am I going to plan for X, Y, and Z? What is my industry going to look like now because of work at home or school at home? All these things, those are still ongoing. Wow, the urge to cry is big. For those of us who are deeply, deeply entrenched with people just all over us, who are living a lot with a lot of other people nearby, find some kind of where you can emote your emotions. Please let them out in the shower, in the car, in the back corner of the yard, down the street behind a building that's now closed up now. Find a place. Don't try to deny your emotions, and don't keep stockpiling them. Let them come out, even if you feel weird. Even if somebody does happen upon you and hear you or see you, I guarantee you it won't be a surprise to them. There is nobody who doesn't get emotions right now. We are so poorly trained on how to handle ours. Start. Clunk through it. Have it look like whatever. Have it even be a little messy. It's not going to kill you. It might kill you if you don't let them out, but it won't kill you if you do let them out, okay? Please. Make space for the emotions. It's okay. Okay, the nausea and the emotion is just overwhelming. There's this huge sense of, it's just like this crippling feeling that somehow COVID is, quote, all my fault. It makes me think of, there's this common sentiment with children of divorce that the children have the belief that had they been, quote, better somehow, that they could have saved their parents' relationship, that the health of the adult relationship was somehow contingent upon them in some way. And it's like in our own personal experiences, it's almost like we feel like we messed up so badly, or that we're messing up how we're handling COVID. Man, nobody got a manual, okay? You're not messing it up, nor did you cause it. I mean, all conspiracy theories aside, maybe somebody did cause it, but I doubt they're watching this video. So look, you didn't cause you didn't cause COVID, and you're not messing up how you're dealing with it either. Even if you got it, even if you didn't get it, even if you lost your job, even if you lost your home, even if family members and people you know and love died, you didn't mess up. You didn't mess up. It's a pandemic. That's why they're called that. It's baked into the word. And for those who have been far too alone for far too long, and that is a lot of people, is what it feels like right here. You are not that far away from others. Please find a way to connect. I know in America, it is unprecedented, the avenues that are open in terms of getting mental health support for reduced, if not free at the moment. Reach out to friends. I know I can't imagine how helpful the function of video has been when I haven't been able to see people who are meaningful to me in real life. Seeing their images on video really, really helps my mind, body, and spirit. So just don't think, I don't want to see a video. It's not what I want. I want to be able to hug them or whatever. Yes, and you will still want to hug them, and it helps to see, and it helps to be seen. Video is an imperfect bridge, but it is a bridge. So I really recommend it. And if you tried it and kind of didn't like it a couple of months ago, try again. Okay, try again. I guarantee it'll feel different. There are ways to build community, even without seeing and touching people, with voice, with prayer, with intention, with a visualization, with technology, with creativity. There's even ways to meet new people. Don't knock it till you try it. Ha ha ha. If ever there was a time, even if you are like nearly 100% certain, man, I know that's not going to work for me, or I know I don't like it, or I don't like it when, man, if you're getting a little sideways, just try something. Tried it 5 years ago and really didn't like it then. Okay, fine. Guess what? Wow, 2020 is so not 5 years ago. Okay, try it again. Try it again. Try it in a different way. Try it with some different people. Try it again. Nice. Whew. All right, y'all. This feels much more fortified. It feels sort of like our central sun is well fueled and kind of good to go. So let me wrap up. All right, and I'm gonna call them up with the 528 just for good measure. Really, walking in love and acceptance, acceptance of the uncertainty and tenderness for self and others going forward. All right, may this tuning serve to help you navigate the crossroads of risk and uncertainty better, and with a little more ease. If you have any questions, or if you'd like more information, or to book your own private in-person or remote session, please visit RebeccaCarner.com. Like and subscribe to this channel, and have a great August. Thanks.